Hello, hello. Welcome to Make It Monday Live with Pamela. I'm Pamela with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Texas Hill Country, from a cute little tourist town called Fredericksburg, Texas. Are you ready to start a new week with me using some fun new products? I hope so. When you hop on, be sure to say hello, whether you're watching live or the replay. Maybe let me know if you're watching the replay. Hope you're doing well. I'm excited to play with this cute bundle, Stamp Set and Dies, The Adventure Together. This past Thursday, I believe it was, Stampin' Up shared the Artisan Design Team's group number 3, I think they are. Their beautiful artwork using this bundle right here. And fellow artisan Kim McGillis, she combined it with this beautiful paper from our scrapbooking brochure from January. This is the Everyday Happiness 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And then we have the Everyday You and Me 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. And then I have a little bit of white willow cardstock. I've grabbed my ink pads, all of them that coordinate with this collection. And then some embellishments. These are the adhesive back textured dots. And we have some linen thread here as well. I figured I would try to incorporate. And I have something new and exciting to share. I've been brainstorming this for a couple of weeks now. And this is going to be kind of a test run this week. And then starting next Monday, March 3rd, we'll really kick it off and add another element to the exciting news I have to share. So I have a brand new Scrap and Create kit that I'll be offering each week for the week's worth of projects. So this week we're going to do a minimum order required to get the Scrap and Create kit for free. So $50 before tax and shipping. You'll need to use my host code. All this information is included in the description, so be sure to check that out. So how it works, you place a $50 order through my Stampin' Up! Online store. You'll want to use the exclusive host code, which I've included the actual host code in the description below or attached to this video. There's also a link further down where you can click the link and it'll populate the host code as well. And when you place your order through my host code, I'll ship you this week's Scrap and Create kit for free. So it's going to include enough product to create one 12 by 12 scrapbook page, a 2-page 12 by 12 scrapbook layout, which we're doing today for the Make It Monday live, and 2 fun fold cards, which I usually do on Fridays for my Feel Good Friday. So in the kit, you will receive a half pack of designer series paper. So if it's a 12 by 12 designer series paper pack, you'll get, I said half pack, it's only a quarter pack. So you'll get either 6 by 12 sheets, and you'll get 6 of those 6 by 12 pieces, or it'll be 6 by 6 cuts, and I believe it'll be like 24, I think, depending on the design, the way the package is made and is designed. So you'll either get 6x12 pieces or 6x6 pieces. You'll also receive coordinating cardstock to create all those projects that I mentioned. And they'll be pre-cut in various sizes. You'll get some 12x12, maybe some 6x12, maybe some 8.5x11, depending on how I end up using it throughout the week. You'll also get a quarter pack of a matching embellishment, which it might be ribbon, gems, or accents. And then you'll receive an exclusive PDF so you know what to cut your paper at, and a video tutorial as well. My plan, I believe, is to take the week's worth of lives that I do and combine those so you have one video to share to have for the scrapbook page, the 2-page 12x12 scrapbook layout, plus the 2 fun fold cards. Then also, don't forget that this is the last week of celebration. So when you order $60, so if you want to get the kit for free, spend $50, but if you want to bump it up to $60, you'll get an additional free celebration item. All of that information is on my website. Then let's see if there's anything else. I think that's it. I have links down below for the Adventure Together bundle. So you'll need this to recreate the projects that I'm working on this week. But you'll get a sampling in your free kit of the designer series paper plus the cardstock that I'll be using. And I think that's it. Be sure to also check down further down in my description about the Paper Pumpkin subscription. The next one is, I don't even remember the name of it, but it's bees and yellow daisies, florals, and things like that. You can go to paperpumpkin.com and get a little bit more information about that. Just if you decide to subscribe, I would love it if you would subscribe through me. And when you do, you'll receive a Paper Pumpkin Creatives design PDF that includes 12 to 14 alternative projects. Good morning, Charisse. So let's see. I think that's about it. So I've been making some adjustments this last week or two, formulating a plan of how to move forward starting next week, March 3rd. We will be discontinuing our host code here in the next few weeks. So take advantage of that opportunity today or this week to use my host code to get this scrap and create kit for free. All right, and you can recreate the projects. You'll just need to make sure on your order, when you place your $50 order, that you grab the Adventure Together bundle and any stamp pads that I'll be using. And I'm going to do some sponging or blending as well. Later in the week, I might do a little bit with the watercolor pencils. I might play around with that as well. Been inspired by Kim McGillis. She is a fellow artisan, and my projects are going to be inspired by what she created. All right, so let's get busy. I need to move some things around and get situated with my Versamats. So let me do that real quick. I've gotten my scrap or my desk area cleaned up a little bit, but I'm still maneuvering some things, trying to decide how I want my um, monitor. I have my monitor right in front of me right now, which I do love. The only issue I'm having right now is like my keyboard. It's can be wireless, so I can move it around. So that helps a little bit. But if I have my desk full of stuff, I'm struggling with that a little bit. All right, I'm gonna have to mess with the camera just a little bit, so give me a second while we figure out. I'm gonna have to zoom out. Let me go up here. See if that'll work. About right there. We're gonna have to make this work today. All right, I think that'll be fun. All right, so let's see here. I'm trying to decide. I guess I'll just put my keyboard over here for now and bring in those papers. I'm going to be using, this time, I'm going to be using 12 by 12 white willow bases. I don't know if that'll be the case every week. Probably not. It'll depend on what kind of cardstock we'll have in bulk. I'm not going to put this down yet because I want to do something to it. But so it's going to be a creative challenge for me, which I'm excited about. I do love that. So if you're joining me, say hello. Let me know where you're joining from. I know Charisse is up in cold Iowa, not Iowa, Idaho. I'm assuming it's still cold up there. Our weather's warmed up yesterday, as a matter of fact. Thank goodness, because we had 4 or 5 days of cold weather here in Texas, which is kind of unusual. Let me see what that is. It's trash. I'm getting situated. All right. So let's see if we can come up with a plan here. Kind of have a plan in my head. But check out these beautiful papers. So this is part of our scrapbook brochure that launched in January. This is the full, you can buy it the full 12 by 12s. I have cut mine down to 6 by 12 to use throughout the week. And what's different about this paper pack is you only have three designs, or three designs. There's a total of 6 designs front and back, and you get 4 sheets of each in the paper pack. Okay, so that's a little bit different from our normal designer series paper packs. You can also purchase that paper pack with a sticker sheet right here. Now, I love this sticker sheet. This is kind of what we're used to with Close to My Heart. So they really filled it up and gave us lots of different size elements. I'll be using this next, let's see here, second week in March. I'll be using this for my craft along, which is where I'll be creating the scrapbook workshop kit. So I'm not going to use that this week, even though I absolutely love it. Um, but there's not a way I can incorporate it into my scrap and create free kit. I will also I've slacked off a little bit this last week or two. A lot of crazy things have been going on. Personally and professionally, I've just been a little bit overwhelmed. So I didn't do PDFs this last couple of weeks. So I'm getting back on track with that this week. So there will be a PDF of just the PDF for my projects this week. And I won't be doing 8.5 by 11s anymore on Wednesday. I might incorporate those in during the week somehow, but I won't be doing a live. I've decided to do all 12 by 12s because Stampin' Up um, won't be carrying the 8.5 by 11 anymore. And I haven't looked in the last couple of days whether they even have those available anymore. Good morning, Debbie. Thanks for joining me. And I don't see the other Debbie McKinney from Fredericksburg, but if she pops on here in a minute, I need everyone to wish her a happy birthday today. because I know it's her birthday. So I'll have to text her here in a little bit. It's also our grandson's first birthday. They are up in Washington, D.C., Liam, and they're coming in this week on Thursday, maybe Wednesday night. We're waiting to see on that. And I'm excited about that. All right, so let's see here. I need to decide on this designer series paper how I want to do borders this time right over here on each side. So I can probably like cut this down the middle. I will be including, so if I flip this over, you'll see that you get two of each design. Okay. So that you get a total of six by 12s in your scrap and create kit. All right. And I know I'm going to use this just a tiny bit today. Can probably do that in half and put it on both sides. I love this. So I'm wondering if I could do a little bit of it as well. These two, I'm thinking I will use a little different than how I have used in the past. Like to stamp, I'm going to stamp that cute little camper van. Someone talked about this being like an ice cream truck. That would be fun to document that, possibly. Also, I don't have photos today, so I've got to figure that out as well. I had another project deadline yesterday that I was busy doing, so I didn't get totally prepared for this, but let's look. So if I use these papers, I won't be using the green. Kind of looking to see, there's like, I don't even see any of the mossy, this is Mossy Meadow. I was looking at some of the other elements. It's kind of interesting that they put that color in there. So I'm going to set that aside for now because I don't know that I'll bring that in. And I'm liking this. I like that gray too, though. This is gray granite with pretty peacock, Lost Lagoon, pecan pie. I think that's very vanilla. And then that was the Mossy Meadow. So like these are looking good to me. They also have some wild wheat in here, which they didn't provide any cardstock for that in the um, cardstock packet. All right, so I'm seeing I like that. I was thinking maybe I might have to do, that may have to be for like a little bit of matting, like mats. I don't know. Maybe I could do this, not the full piece. Remember, I'm challenging myself because of um, the paper. So I'm kind of liking the idea of using that. I could even go with the lighter shade. So this is our two-tone cardstock. So you've got the dark shade and the light shade. All right, so let's see what we can do. I hope I have enough cardstock. I might have to bring in a little bit of, I was going to look and see what cardstocks I have in those shades. I already have that. The Lost Lagoon. Going to kind of look at the color of it. Okay, we'll see. All right, so let's get busy. So I'm, let me think, trying to see. Since this is the more bolder piece, I'm going to cut this. So I have a whole nother sheet over here that I can use, but on another project. So this is a 6 by 12. I'm going to cut it at 3. by 12. And since this is more of like an outdoor theme, what I was thinking of doing is I'm going to tear, we're going to do some paper tearing. So depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed again, I guess. I'm right-handed, so this is how I prefer. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's good or not, if that's the right way, or if I'm kind of backwards on it. And then the other piece is over here. We're going to start with tearing that paper as well. These are, I'm going to make sure that the pattern is similar so it is cohesive across here. Hello, Susan. Good morning. Where are you viewing from? No Debbie's. Yep, Debbie's in Florida. Yes, it's sunny here. It's still cold this morning, like below 40 or right about 40. Now, you can keep these pieces if you want, maybe use them on another project. So I'll keep those kind of handy or in my scrap stash. All right. And then, so before I know this is something that I want to do before um, put everything down for sure, at least on this white willow, I am going to do a little bit of blending around the edges, I believe, just to add some texture and make it look kind of rustic. So I'm going to put that right there. Where's my blending brush? There it is. Okay. And so what I want to do now, I want to do, maybe I'll break this up where I can have a little bit of this under here as well, but maybe break it up with some cardstock. If I do that, maybe I could do that color. Don't, that would look pretty awesome right there. I'm still trying to decide, do I want to do a, I don't know if I want to do a border across, like to anchor my photos down. So let me look and think for a minute, because I would cut that at 6 by, or at 3 by 12, and then maybe not use mats, have mats today. I think I kind of like the idea of using just a little bit of this to break that up. Let me find that piece again. So here is how I kind of, you could do like a small little border like that. Let me move this over here so we can, if I go along the edge here, and then I'm going to have maybe a little torn piece of this as well. All right, so I think that's my plan. So I really only need of this, maybe I'll do 1/2 inch to give myself enough room. So let's do 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch because we need some on both sides. And then I'm going to have just a little bit of this peeking out, but I want enough to see. I'm going to flip it around to this side. See how it's cut kind of right there. Let's do 1 inch and 1 inch. And we'll get about the same look. All right. So now I still have some good stuff to work with. Just got a notification from Jeff. Jeff and Bevan are the only ones that can get through my work focus on my iPhone. All right, so I've got all this still to work with. So we're going to set that aside for a minute and let's get this will be our base, get it layered down. We'll keep our paper pretty super simple. When you do place your order for $50 or more and use that host code to get the Scrap and Create kit for free that I mentioned earlier, be sure to check the description. I will, you'll have left some leftover paper to do with whatever you want. You can also create whatever you want. You don't have to create exactly what I create either. So, all right, so let's do, I think I'm going to do this. Well, okay, I'm gonna have to wipe up my space if I do it this way, but we'll just do it. I could use a like my glass mat would be awesome. I guess I could bring my glass mat over here because I have it laying right next to me. Let's see. Let me rearrange some things real quick. I haven't actually tacked these down. So this glass mat is, I love it. I don't use it that much for scrapbooking, but I love it for stamping on because it's gives me the perfect surface to stamp on, and I love it for this reason as well, because I can just wipe it clean. All right, so I'm going to, this is my pecan pie, and then I'm just going to swirl around the edges. And it's just going, I guess you could say it kind of dirties up your cardstock a little bit along the edges. So there's different ways that you could do this. I like the blending brush because it's soft. So I'm still going to have some white space, but it just creates a little bit more outdoorsy. I can pull up some of that color there. And I'm trying to keep my fingers off to make sure that if I have ink, I'm not going to get it on there. And again, we're just going to go along both sides of these 12 by 12 white willow cardstock. So I remember years and years ago that we would distress everything. Does anybody? Oh, Susan is in Lubbock. We weren't there. We were there back in September, I think, for the Lainey Wilson concert. And we don't really have many other reasons to go up that far because it's a long drive, like 5 hours from Fredericksburg. So if you joined on late, Susan, yeah, I'm in Fredericksburg, Texas. All right, so again, what's nice about this glass mat is that, and you can, and just to point out, I like to tap over here so I can get like the excess off and I don't get a big ugly splotch of color. And then I start over here on the glass mat and come in. So if you've never done this technique, that's kind of how it works. And you can go darker if you want. Just go over it more. Okay, we're almost done. One more side to do. Pick up some of that color maybe. Not wasting any. Oh, there's so many fun things that we can do with this adventure together. Road trips, maybe like my parents and my brother, they used to go jeeping up in like what's the name of the place? Moab. That's what it is. All right, let me so to clean this, I had some uh towels. I have paper towels. I'm just gonna drop a little bit of rubbing alcohol. It can be water. It doesn't have to be rubbing alcohol. I've been grabbing the rubbing alcohol just because I can get off. Like I have some adhesive on here I can clean off. It comes off really easy when you see now it's squeaky clean. You can still see a little color. But even just a washcloth with a little bit of water on it, and you can clean that up pretty good. Okay. I may bring that in for something else. I'm not sure how much distressing exactly I'm going to do. But there, so there's your distress pieces. Would be great for like heritage pages too. It reminds me of that. I'm going to put a removable glue dot just on two sides. I got a kitty hair in there. There we go. Been working on cleaning up my room, my studio, reorganizing. And I thought since I was doing that, especially this week, we've got some beautiful spring weather for the next week, I believe. And I'll be able to clean and clean out all the kitty hair out of here. Needs a good deep cleaning. All right, so could totally do some ink distressing on all of these pieces too, but I'm not going to do that. Um, I wanted to try, let me see if I can find it. I think this might be it. So I got this new adhesive. It's similar to some dotted adhesive. Well, let me see if I can open that. But this one is more of a line. So we'll see how this works. All right. I'm not going to put adhesive right here because we're going to tuck in some of these other pieces. So let's see what I think here. I'm not sure what I think about it. I'll go down about right here. I'm just going to put a little bit. And then I can go ahead and layer it right here. And then I'm going to keep this piece. I don't even know what I was going to say about that. Oh, I'm going to wait, I think, to put it down. It's going to tuck up underneath here and just show a little bit. This one, I'm going to tear a little bit off this edge right here where just a little bit of that line is. So let's just I'm just pinching it and tearing it. Just want to tear off maybe about a quarter, eighth of an inch to a quarter of an inch. So I have to go a little bit slower just to kind of pinch it off. This one I'm not going to tear, but you can do lots with our um, two-tone cardstock. You can sand it. You can crumble it up and make it kind of look leathery. Okay, so if I put this piece right about here, like at 8.5 inches, and then tuck this up underneath there, I think that's will work. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. I think I'm going to grab a different adhesive for right now. doesn't really matter, I guess, on this one where you lay the. I'm gonna get it, yeah, right about the 8.5. I'm gonna butt it right up against this piece. And then this one, I'm going to, how about we use the light side? This is the adhesive that I really like, but I've been getting it in a size like this and it lasts a long time, but they're out on um, Amazon right now. It's a Japanese brand. Okay, so now let me get this tucked up under here a little bit. There we go. And I just want a little bit. So let's see if I can, is it about, I think 9.25 is where I'm going to go. Probably could have tucked that up under. It's got to come out a little bit more than that. Probably should have taped it to this first. So to be straight, right along that edge. So let's do that over here this time. Let's put some adhesive. We'll try it a little different way this time. Along the torn edge. And then we can position this so there's about a 1/4 inch showing. There we go. That'll be a little bit easier. And see how it's lifted up over here? I'll have to put a little bit of tape. So I should have done it like this. And then this one, you could actually build it up. Let me tear this side off. Again, just about 1/8 of an inch. This was a 1 inch by 12 inch piece. Susan's family was from Fredericksburg. I grew up in San Antonio. That's so cool. Now, I'm originally from San Angelo, Texas, and I got divorced back in 2015, and I met Jeff online. I'm going to put adhesive now this way. So this would be the proper way to probably do this. And he's from Fredericksburg, so I moved here in 2017. All right, and I'm just going to line it up with that check, the dark check there. And so I should have about the same width right there. And now we can just put this whole piece together. Like I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but I hadn't done this in forever like this. So there, y'all are learning with me, or I'm relearning as I am. And then this one, I would probably, I got to turn it this way just to get up under there. Probably just put a little bit of adhesive right down here to tack that down. There we go. All right, just a cool, super simple design, but I love how that has turned out. Now I grabbed some, I'm grabbing some placeholders. These are some of my old close to my heart ones. And we'll kind of see how we want to do our photos. I'm not sure yet. I'm sure I meant to look in our pattern books and kind of follow along one of those, but I kind of lost, like I said, track of time. maybe, I mean, we can go over this. So it could do something like, could even do like this, or could do it this way. I know you can't see those very well. And then this one, I might do two 4x6s. So if I'm going to do it right here, I probably want to go overlap it like this a little bit. But I also need a place for my title. So I might just do one. Oops, don't think I want a 3x3. I think I want to stick with 3x4 photos. I could do something like that too, or even like this. And then my title could be up here. So we'll kind of play around with this a little bit. I think I'm going to try to use, I don't know if I'll do something similar. Oh, we're going to leave that just like that. And then we're going to, because our photos can work around our embellishments we're going to do. All right. So again, I was inspired by fellow artisan Kim McGillis, and I see kind of something I want to follow. So I think what we're going to do, let me find my all my papers that I have to work with. So I've got all of these still, these patterns that I can work with. I think we're going to do, I'm going to see what's what. I kind of laid stuff all over the place now. So I've got those. I don't think I'll use those anymore in here. Let's, so I used the whole other piece of this one. So this one we're going to use to stamp on. We're going to do something fun and neat. And then there's this pattern. We have two of it. And I think I'm going to die cut a piece out of one of these. So we'll use this. We're going to kind of create a scene. And then what else do we have? Let me see. I'm not sure what that was. So maybe we'll use, yep, I think we're going to use this one. I didn't use, so let's do this piece. And I can use some of this for kind of our starry night background. All right, I think that's going to work. And we might do like a photo here and then our about a 4x6 right here. So let me work on that real quick. Let's do, look at my pecan cardstock. I think I might do a background, a little bit of this. So maybe like, so this is a I'm sorry, a 6x12. I think I'm going to cut it at 4. So then I have like a 4x6 piece. We're going to build up kind of a few layers right here. And then we'll use this piece. I think it's at 4. So let's do it at 6 inches as well. We're going to do a little bit of distressing somehow on these pieces. I might end up using that darker. I kind of like the darker, I think. With this, I like the darker. It's just a little bit's going to show. We'll need some on both sides, a little bit probably But this is building up our focal point, our title area is what we're going to do right here. So there's that. Now I want to take these two pieces and we're going to work with them. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. I thought this technique was really fun. I never think to do this. So I think I'm going to bring in just because I'm going to do some stamping. Let's do it this way. So we can just use all the goodies. So I've got my piercing, I guess it's called the piercing mat. We're gonna do a little bit of stamping and then we gotta do a little bit of die cutting out. So I love this, um, what Kim did here. So these are cling stamps, if you're not familiar with them. They come with a sheet and you have to put the rubber part onto the sticker and then it clings to your clear block. I need a black ink pad. We have another Debbie. You don't scrapbook. Well, you probably need to start. But good idea. So I'll watch what I'm doing here. I'm using Kim McGillis's cards that were shared on the Stampin' Up Facebook page, Instagram page last Thursday, I believe. Okay, so I'm just inking this up in black. I'm just going to do it down here. I'm going to stamp right here on this designer series paper. And it's just going to create a cool technique in the background. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do it 3 times. So like I have 3 focal points. There are, I might use them all and I might not. I may save them for another project later in the week, but we'll see. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then 3. So I've got to have a couple of clusters. And when you do this, we might do a little bit of coloring on here, just a tiny bit. So I might pull in those watercolor pencils. Okay, so I've got that. Let me see real quick. We need to do a couple of the trees. So there's these as well, because we're gonna kind of build a scene. Oh my gosh, y'all. And I've got to cut this out and see what it looks like. There's like a little camera here in the die. And there's this cute little um, thing, label, I guess is what you would call it. I am going to cut some of this as well. So let me pull out some of these dies. I don't think we're going to use the grass. I think I'm going to stamp this little let the adventure begin. I think that's going to be, so this is going to create my focal point, my title area. And so we need those. Just kind of looking. So I want that as out here as well. So I'll need to stamp it. There's even a little fireplace. I probably should do these as well. So my clusters won't all look the same. All right. And I may not do it on this, but maybe on another one of the designer series papers. Okay, I'm going to set that aside because I think we'll do our trees are going to be, I think I'll do my trees up in here. So they'll be kind of greenish, yellowish. All right, so let me see what I've got on that. See what the trees look like. The trees are solid, so I won't do black. Guess I'll do some wild wheat. Got it. Wild wheat onto the wild wheat. I think that'll work. And that's where probably the mossy meadow came in, but I'm not sure that I want to bring in that color in here. I mean, it would look okay. And I'm going to stamp one of each and we'll see what happens. All right, I'm going to stamp it right up in here. I probably need a few. So let's do, and so when it ends up cutting out, when I end up cutting it out, I think that's going to work. I think I like maybe I'll do the smaller ones in the wild wheat. I'm going to go down here. Just need to make sure I have enough room to cut these out because I think there are dies to cut those out. Yes. You could even, let me clean this off and we're going to attempt. Okay, where? Oh, there it is. My chamois over here. All right, so you could, I may stamp it off. I just wanted to try. Okay, so that's wild wheat. Maybe roll it around a little bit. Here, I got a piece of cardstock. I just wanted to see what it looked like. Yeah, I don't really like it. It got it right in the middle. I'll just stick with the green, I think. All right, so maybe just three of those. Then we'll do some more of the smaller ones. So we'll do this one next. Oops. So the cling stamps are fairly new to me. I haven't used them a whole lot. All right, and I'm going to do one. I'm going to actually do one in second generation or stamped off. What is this paper? Okay. And we'll do one up here. So I think I want like 6. So we have 3 of those, 3 of those, and 3 of those. Okay, we're good there. Now, I wonder if I could stamp that so it was right in here. You know what? I think I'm just going to, yeah, do all of this. Oops. See what I mean? Okay, so we'll do this. I think I'll only do one of each of these. Oops, you can see I kind of got around the edge, but I'll cut it out with the die. And we'll color in a little bit with some of the watercolor pencils if I need a little bit more color. Now let's do a chair. Guess my chair is going to be mostly blue, or I could do it right in here. Okay. And I'm going to do this on some white. Hopefully we'll be able to build up enough clusters. I'll cut a couple of these different things. Um, And let me do this one. So we're going to die cut all of this out. I have a piece of, I just stamped those for later. Do I want it? I think I want it in black. And once we get all this cut out, we'll be pretty good. I think I'm going to just fussy cut this out. Okay. And let me look at, do I have any other dies out? I don't. We'll come back to the dies in a minute. So I've got this I'm going to cut out, all of these and this. It already has some stars here. I have another stamp that's like stars, and I wonder if I could stamp that just to add some more texture. I don't think I will. Could, but it's already got some pattern on here, so I think we're good there. All right, let me get this put away. We'll bring out the Stampin' Cut machine, or the cut and emboss machine is what it's called actually. I'm gonna go ahead and clean over here off camera. And I may have to cut out a couple of these other die cut some of these elements out to add, like that cute little camera. I just got to do it to see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here, and we can get busy die cutting all this out. All these ink pads, what have I used so far? Black and Mossy Meadow, I think. Cut and emboss machine, here we go. I think I got to do it about like that way to fit in here. So has anybody played with this collection of products yet? Either the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper or the Adventure Together? All right, so let's get busy and get this done. So I'm going to cut, so I'm not running this all the way through. I'm going to cut this off like it about here. Cut it off at 4 inches just to give it an even piece. That's what I have left for Wednesdays and Fridays projects. I'm gonna grab some Post-it tape. I'm gonna get a few new fresh pieces on here. Susan's been making cards with Stampin' Up for a number of years, but has never been a scrapbooker. Oh, you like wild wheat? I have not hardly used it at all, but I have it. All right, so I'm gonna I don't have to do all these one at a time. I could push this up here and I think I'm gonna have to use the other sheet. I'm gonna cut this one off too. I think it's gonna have to be at 5 inches. So then I got this blue and this piece as well. So we'll cut some of these. And let me grab my other piece. I'm gonna cut out a circle out of here somewhere. So I'm gonna have to use bits and pieces of it. All right, I'll do that in a minute. Maybe we can reduce our time cutting all this stuff out. Should be pretty close. I can do this big one and the small one. Maybe even some of the, I don't know if I can get it. Well, I can push that up like that. Yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and get this done, see if I can make this stick. Looks pretty good. And then let me go ahead and get one more piece. And we'll get that little fireplace. I'm trying to decide. I kind of look and think that's good. What am I going to cut? I might do that. Black would be most appropriate, I guess. I don't know if I want to bring black in, though. So maybe I'll do the pecan pie. Okay, I gotta make sure. There we go. That should work. We'll do another one of those. There are little wheels that you can cut out too, but I think I'm just gonna color those a tiny bit. All right, those are cute. I like those. That looks good. I like the, you could make that same effect by like sponging. So, see if we can get through this pretty quickly. There's that. Bevan asked me today, can you cook me a pizza? And I was like, I don't think I can do that today. My Make It Monday lives go a little bit longer than normal, and this one's probably going to go even longer. All right, and that one can come off. Yeah, look how cute that is. And just color it in with some watercolor pencils. So those, I think I'm done with these. And then let's cut these. So those of you that are new here, Bevan's a senior. She's my youngest child, and she'll be graduating high school in May. We also have Kyle, my stepson, Jeff's adopted son. That is also a senior. He'll be graduating. We have two seniors wrapping up their, so our two youngest are still here. So Jeff, when I got divorced and kind of got back into or considered getting back into the dating pool, I was 46 years old with an 8-year-old. And I was like, this is going to be really hard to find someone that wants to raise an 8-year-old. Then I met Jeff online, and he had an 8-year-old son. Now, Kyle is about 9 months older than Bevan, but they ended up in the same grade. So that's how that came about. And it was like, oh my gosh. When we met online, his first message to me after reading my profile was, it's like looking into a mirror. Apparently, he thought we had lots in common, and we did. So it was pretty awesome. It was definitely a God thing. I'll just say that right up front. I know it now. We've been together now for almost 10 years. So it was like October of 2015. And yeah, in October, it'll be 10 years we've been together. We got married back in 2017. So we just celebrated last August, 7 years, I believe. Did I see Debbie? Happy birthday, Debbie. I told everybody that it was your birthday. They're supposed to wish you a happy birthday. I was wondering where you were at. Hey, Laura. Thanks for being here. All right. So there's three. I just have a couple of more. So I have a little bit of this that I can use on another project, maybe on a um, unfold card on Friday. Okay, I think I just need little ones now. Look at all the tape I have. I only have one tree. You know, I love it when Stampin' Up puts multiple dies in here. Okay, I'm gonna put all these on here then because I don't need them. We got to run these through three more times. One, two, three. Yep. And that'll give me like three trees in each cluster. Oops, watch out. My AirPod was trying to pop out. I don't know what the deal is. I heard that it was could be menopause symptoms, but my ears have been itchy and bothering me the last month, on and off, and my right ear is kind of tender. And it could just be the allergies. Our weather here in Texas has been cold, warm, cold, warm, cold, warm for really this whole year so far, I think. Now, the next week, it does appear we're going to have like spring-like weather. So tomorrow, I am getting up and I'm going to go walk at the park. Jeff and I went to the park for about an hour yesterday and got some vitamin D, let the sun soak in a little bit because we needed it because all last week it was cold and I stayed stuck in the house all week long. And by Friday, I was not in a very good mood. I don't know how those of y'all that live up in those cold, dreary states with the real winters and they're long and prolonged, how y'all do it with no sunshine. I don't think I could do that. All right, one other thing I want to do. Trying to think I'll only do one for the. I'm going to do this big circle from the Stylish Shapes dies. I absolutely love these dies. These are one of my favorites. And that's what I was going to do here. So I think I'm going to turn it. It doesn't matter which way I turn it, but I want more. I want a little bit of blue showing up here at the top. So I think I'm going to run it through right there. So it's upside down how I want it, but this will work. I'm just going to put a little tape there. What did I do? There's my plate. I stick it underneath for some reason. So my plates are kind of lined up good. All right, so I think that's going to work. This is going to be for my title area. I know it's kind of in an odd place, but so that'll kind of look like the sky. And then this is the ground, mountains in the background, however you want to look at it. And I do want to I think I'll use this piece to just cut a few of, I think I'm going to have to cut a square out. I think I'll do it like this. Let's see what happens. This doesn't have a thing underneath it. So I think it's just going to cut out the pieces you'll understand once I get it cut out. Then I'm gonna have to like cut it kind of in a square, kind of fussy cut around it, I think. So you could like do a tread. See, it creates tread. How cool is that? All right, but there's all these little pieces. Yep. Let me do a couple of these. Of course, then you have all these little pieces in here that kind of have to be poked out. Let me see if I can get them. I've got my little attachments somewhere for my, what do you call it? Sorry, I'm off camera poking some of this out real quick. I should probably find my other take your pick tool piece. You let too many of these stay in there. I think I got almost all of them out. I can't even see. All right, we have a visitor, but I think they're going behind. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do one right there. So I want to cut around it. I'll fussy cut around it. Maybe if I get just close enough, I can do maybe 3 of these. That way I have some in each cluster. So kind of like a little banner or a border. One of the samples, I don't remember who it was, which artisan it was, but she did a strip that went across kind of at a diagonal. So this is what I was doing, just kind of poking all those little pieces. I'm not going to take the time to attach this to my tool, but I could do this. There we go. That's a little bit faster. It just gets in those holes and gets those out better. Then you got to clean it off. All right. Kitties are messing with moving they're on the table where the camera is, so they're messing things up. I'm going to do one more and I'm going to put it right here. Down a little bit further just so I have some color on it. It's not white. So if they keep, okay, Mr. or Mrs., we have 2 black cats. This is, I think it's Jet. Okay. She went on her little merry way somewhere else, thank goodness. All right, I'll clean that up here in a little bit. So we've got those pieces. I think I'll just fussy cut around them. Okay, I think we have all our pieces and we can finish building our page and we'll be just about done. Not a lot of extra to do. Got little pieces everywhere. I got to sweep afterwards. All right, there's my, put that away, that away. Let's grab some scissors and I'm gonna clean up my mess. And I'll just, you know what? First of all, okay, I think I can use that out of the way. Let's just cut this at 6 inches. I've got this piece to work with on another project. Along with, we'll cut this at 4. Here's a 2-inch piece. And then first I'm gonna just cut, I'm gonna kind of fussy cut right around here. Guess I could kind of do an angle like a dovetail. Cut that off. The way it's shaped, it's kind of like an arrow. Do that way and then this way. So just a little element. How cool is that? I'm going to keep this because I might cut that little bit of strip off. So I'm going to do that on each one of these. Get fairly close. If I got those pretty close. This one's going to go this way. Not trying to be super accurate on that, just tell me if it's kind of uneven, that's fine. I like that. That's kind of fun. Probably won't keep these pieces. They're a little tiny. There's a lot of times I'll keep those pieces and then I never end up using them. So just throw them away, Pamela. All right, so what's everybody? Oh, Debbie's eyes have been itchy. Yeah, I've had that problem a little bit too this last week. Like my eyes are burning. That's just the whatever's blowing in. And then we've had just right up the road from us, between here and town, right back behind the funeral home and the movie theater area. I think some hay caught on fire yesterday during church or right after church sometime, and it burned till after 3 or 4 o'clock. Jeff and I went when we went to the park, it was still burning. All right, so there's those. I'm going to do a little coloring on those pieces, but I think I'm good with all of this. Let me get all my pieces here. Okay, we might color that a tiny bit. And I think my chair is just fine the way it is. It's got some color to it. So let's grab, I think I have some grays. This is the watercolor pencils, just the regular ones. And there's an assortment too as well. Think I'll just need these though, because I don't really see any colors in there that I thought I had opened these, but maybe it was the other one. Guess not. Let me see if I can. So these I haven't even used yet. I think I may have gotten these. I don't even remember. Maybe in my artisan box. I have to go back and look and see. I don't remember. And apparently there's Real Red, Calypso Coral, Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, Blue, Fresh Freesia, Melon Mambo, Pecan Pie. There's the basic gray. I think it's the gray one that I want. Because I could I'll just do it on here. Just add a little bit of color on the wheels. However you want to color that in. Just color it in lightly. And then I think I have some blending pens over here. We can blend it out just a tiny bit. I don't know if I wanted it in the middle. Oh well, we'll just do the whole thing. Let's just make it easy. Maybe the bumper. There's a front and back bumper. So this will just, I don't know if I want to do the roof. I'm looking, maybe to just go over this just a tiny bit. It's already got color in it, but that'll just add a little extra dimension. I'm going to go over a little bit heavier. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do. So tell me what's on your desk this week to work on. Are you being creative? Have you set some time aside for creativity? I know Debbie McKinney is usually has something she's working on. Again, if you're joining me late, this week I'm starting a Scrap and Create kit, and you can earn it for free with a $50 purchase using my host code. All the details are down in the description. If you have any questions, you can comment, or you can even email me at passionateaboutscrapbooking@gmail.com. But when you use my host code and spend $50 before tax and shipping, I will send you some 6x12 pieces of this designer series paper. So you can create what I'm creating or do your own thing with it. But you'll get coordinating cardstock to go with it. You'll get everything you need to recreate the pages the projects that I'm doing for the whole week. You will need the bundle, the Adventure Together bundle. So maybe that's what you purchase, or you can just decide to purchase whatever you want. That's fine as well. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit of yellow right here. I guess since that, do I have the old olive? I'm not going to do much more because of time, but let's do, is this it? Old olive? Let's do the grass too. It's in there. I'm just putting a little bit of color because I'm going to blend it out with my blending pen real quick. Okay, I think that's good. I know I did get these in my artisan box. My first artisan box was super big, had lots of great stuff in it. Okay, I guess I'll use that as my scratch paper. So I don't think, let's see, blender pen. I think they're both blender pens. I'm just double checking. Pretty sure they're the same, but you got two tips, I think. So out of that package, you could have colors for blues, reds, yellows, I guess. And you just kind of go over. It's got like a clear ink in it. And these are watercolor pencils, so it'll just blend them out, make it smoother, prettier. That's why you don't have to color, like be super accurate. I'm going to do just the gray real quick. And it's not super noticeable on this since I did do the texture. I notice it more on the wheels than anything. And you can just use the pencils. You don't have to do this part. You could use a water brush as well. If you have one of those, a water painter is what Stampin' Up calls them. All right, so that was gray. I'll flip it over for the yellow. So if you didn't get all the way to the edges, that kind of fills that in. And you know what? I think I'm just going to clean it off right here. Look, you can pick up color and even color some more. You could put some color on here and just like pick up and paint a little bit. So I'm going to just use that to get the green there a little bit. Can't hardly even tell. So it kind of looks like a flower bed. Flower bed, a flower. Here, let's do just doing yellow. I don't know that I want to. What other color did I have in there? There is an orange. Just do gray. Add a little bit of extra, and you don't have to color the whole thing in. I'll do that's the gray. There's a little bit of blue on the bottom already. I think I'll just do yellow. I don't know, should I do a streak of orange? Maybe I gotta something high. Maybe just a little bit. I'm just adding a little bit. Can you see it? And I'm kind of far away. That was the gray one. And so you can just clean them up too if you wipe them off on there a little bit. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Let me pull it up so you can kind of see it. So it's got a little bit of orange in there. All right. I think I need this right here real quick. This is going to be our title. So let me fussy cut it out. Do it like this. And I'm going to do it like Kim did it. I think she cut each, just went around like this. All right. We're almost there. And I'm just going to go around this a little bit. Soften up the edges just a little bit. Maybe even, there we go. So there's those and this. All right. Okay, I am going to do this. I'm going to roughen up the edges of this just a tiny bit. Just to add to a little bit more of that texture look. Just be careful, don't cut your finger. We won't do any mats this week on our projects, on our photos, just because, sorry, I'm trying to get all the fuzz off of there. Because we don't really have, I don't know if we have enough cardstock. You might could do a couple. I'm going to do this as well. You can do it super lightly, or you can get even a little more rough and textured and cut into the cardstock or DSP a little bit, roll some edges. There's just some fun things you can do with your distressing, depending on how stressed you want to be. All right, but that's good. I'm just going to keep it like that. And then let me make sure, kind of get all this cleaned up. All right, I think we're just going to, I think I'm going to kind of do it like this. Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could kind of roughen up even. Let me just show you some different things to make it even look more textured. You could crumple it up in your hand if you wanted to. You can tell I'm starting to get into the distress mode. That's a good idea. Debbie and I were going to do that on Thursday or something similar. We've been talking about it, doing it up at the church, but we have family kind of unexpectedly coming in. Um, I'm trying to decide how I want it to look. So I'm just going to layer this over top of that. So just a little bit shows. So oh, I got the tape on there already. Sorry. I'm gonna position it so I see a little bit, hopefully, top and bottom. That's where my picture's gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and tack my picture down. I think I'm just gonna do it like right here. I think that's straight. Now I like to do my photos with a white border. If you've been following me for a while, you know I do that. So that's probably what my photos will end up looking like. And then we're gonna just, where neither one of those are really straight, okay? There's a little kitty hair. This piece is gonna come over here. We're gonna build up our scene right here. I'm gonna have one of these, I think just kind of coming out from behind. I may need another little piece of cardstock back here. We'll see. Oops, hiding. Hope I'm not missing anything else. Okay, some trees. Let me get two, a light one, a dark one, and I think I did, yeah. And these will kind of be hiding behind here, I think. I did have some linen thread. I might incorporate some of that to add a little texture here. Our title, let me find all the pieces to it. Let the adventure begin. It's going to go right up here somewhere. Let me find the, oh, what happened to the other piece? Did it hide up underneath? Anybody see it? Maybe it'll show up here in a second. I don't know what happened to it. I didn't throw it away, did I? Do y'all see it? I don't see it. There's my scissors. Oh well. We'll continue to work and see if it's stuck somewhere. Let the adventure begin. I'm looking, looking, looking. My feet are getting cold. I might have to stamp it again to get that piece out. We'll see here in a minute. I'm sure it's right here somewhere. Okay, so I've got all that down. Let's build this up. I'm going to take some of this. We're going to do about that much. When I'm using the linen thread, I like to do 2 strands of it at a time. And then usually we'll see if this works. I'll just run my finger through it, not like my nail, and it'll straighten it out just a little bit. All right, so yeah, that should be plenty. So it's just kind of like a double bow. I'm going to add that in here. So let's do our, yeah, we'll build up on this first. So there we got our sky. I think I'm going to make it dimensional. So let's do some minis. I thought I had a sheet that was already started, but probably put it somewhere else. All right, let's see. Ooh, yes, I've seen that, Christine, with the Winka Stella. So I'm gonna build this up first. So maybe just, yeah. So I did those just on this side. I think I gotta get up and let Lady out. Okay, she scratches the door to let me know. I'm gonna push that up a little bit higher so I can see it. I'm gonna do this, well, I guess since I put it on that side. So I was thinking dark then light, but that'll work. One second. Okay, lady. I've been sitting too much and my hip has been bothering me. Deborah? Yes, my videos are on YouTube. So they're on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have heard, but Facebook will only be keeping our videos for 30 days now, and then they're going to delete them. So if you want to find all my videos, they are streamed and saved on my Facebook channel at I Am Passionate About Scrapbooking. I think that's my handle. But I have links in the description down at the bottom, I believe, for YouTube. Okay, I think that'll work. And then this will just go over top. So I just need a few down at the bottom. Probably I need to use up this sheet. So let me cut these. I'm going to use every little piece. And I can put these down by the wheels. Let me see. Probably don't need to put any, just a little tape. Kind of looking, I want more of the trees to show, so we'll do that. Okay. Remember, all this is going to go right over here. I'm going to put, I think I might do a strip. I need something to kind of pop that off right there. So what did I do? I did strips here. Maybe bring in a little bit more of this pretty peacock. I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. So I think I've cut off like 1.5 inches so far. And then let's do about the same length. Well, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to do it at 4 inches. Actually, I'm going to do it at 3.5 because this was 4 inches. So this only needs to be like 3.5. Keep that handy. And I think I will, since I'm just stressing everything else. Yeah, really kind of disappointed in Facebook, the fact that they are going to cut us off, basically. All right. So I think I am going to pop this up too. So before I put this stuff down, let me prepare for that. And to do that, I think I'm just going to cut some of this. Use Need one more strip. Guess I could just use one of these. That'll work. Okay, now before I lay that down, I do want to kind of make this straight. I think that's good. I'm going to do it like that, I think. Just going to barely tack it down. I'm going to put a little adhesive on the back of this. Off camera here. We'll let it go off here. We'll do it about halfway. So that tail will kind of hang out over here. I think I'm ready to put this down. Haven't come across that part of my. I'm gonna have to lift up and look a little bit for the rest of my title. Okay, so about right. Guess I'll do it about right there. Am I straight? Okay. Blue dot. I'll share my pictures here in a little bit once I figure out exactly what I'm gonna scrapbook about today. So I gotta figure out my photos. So I'm kind of looking to see. I want it more just like right about there. There. In my journaling, I've debated about if I want to do something for about Jeff and I, because it doesn't, we don't have to be in a camper necessarily to do this. This was kind of, I was thinking on the road again, traveling. We've been up to Sundance. Let the adventure, and then I got to figure out what I did with that little piece, y'all. Okay, let me clean up here just a little bit. Got my other trees. I got to do a couple of just a couple of quick more clusters. This is like traveling, and then we'll have our little sceneries over here on this side, I think. Okay, got those. Okay, did anybody see where that little piece went? There, there, there. Couple of things tried to sneak up under here, so let me make sure that I don't think so. Oh, I think I found it. I did. Oh, goodness. And then let's see if we can. I'm going to do this one first. Think yep, the mini dimensionals will fit just barely on there, but that'll pop them up a little bit. Oh, no, I may take that one off and then just put some glue. So it's kind of like right here. Okay, let me see if I can get it straight. Think that's good. I'll do the same thing with this one. Let me put the glue over here. I'll do it right about there. And this one, I think I can put two on. And if you ever need to, you can cut these in half too, these dimensionals. If you need even a tinier little piece. All right, I like that. Let the adventure begin. We'll come in with these here in a minute once we get everything on here. Actually, why don't we'll just do this real quick and then we'll put these together because we'll do something. And again, these were the adhesive back texture dots. So you'll get probably like um, a strip like that in your Scrap and Create kit. I don't know if I want a big one. Yeah, that'll work. We'll go up here and then we'll do a little one too. Now I'm debating as I'm looking at this, I might put something behind here poking out somewhere, but we'll come to that in just a minute. Let's finish up these other two clusters real quick. I think I'm just going to put this down in the same spot, just on the opposite page. So I'm at about, let me see if I can line these up. About the same width. So it's 1 1/4. That's about, I mean, it looks about right. If you wanted to pull out like your T ruler, you could do that. I'm just going to tack those down. And I think we'll do probably just something like that. Let me just, I'm barely putting any tape on here just so I can move these around if I need to. And we have our one cluster here. So I'll probably go here, down here, and up here. So let's, doesn't matter where. I mean, it could be like down connecting all those, then maybe right around in here. We'll see how we want. I'm gonna put, I think I'm gonna have the tread going the same way. So whether it's behind it, which I kind of like, I think, do something like that. And again, we have the trees, might bring it down a little bit further. So we have our trees in the background. They could even be kind of like this. And they don't have to be all clustered together. They could be spread out a little bit more. Okay. I don't know if I want them in the front necessarily. Maybe moved over a little bit off the, just right at the edge of the photo, something like that. Might stick this one up here, make it look like a tall one. And remember we have our, maybe this can go down here and this one can go up here somewhere, or, well, it kind of looks weird way up there. This can be our campground. So coming, staying, going. Ta-da! That's how I'm going to look at it. All right, so let's get this down and we'll pretty much be done. Now, I think I'm going to leave it like that with no mats. If you get the kit, you want to recreate this and you want to add some mats, you can use more cardstock and do that. So when I print my pictures, I could take a little bit of that pecan pie and maybe go around the edges. Not, might need to test it to see if it will um, work properly that way. All right, I'm kind of moving things out of the way. I'm going to put this down first. The adhesive. And I think I'll do it, yeah, right about there. I think I'll just pop this up and not all of these trees on this one. You know, and I may end, well, I put them down. I was going to say I may end up adding a few more trees into here so we have something kind of like right back here, but I'll do that off camera. Did I get that straight? I think so. All right, so let's do something like that. I want it to go over the photo just a tiny bit. Or just connected to the photo. I mean, to the tread. Yeah, well, to the photo. That's what I mean, I guess. All right, and then we can kind of decide. Yeah, wheels don't have to be like under the tread, so it could be just spread out a little bit more. Spread the cluster out. That I am going to pop up. See if I can use up the rest of my. I don't know if I want to call it negative pieces, just borders, whatnot. I'll do a couple up here too. All right, we're just about done. So I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me with some photo ideas. I already kind of asked it to do that, so I need to look at that. I just didn't get around to have enough time to look at all my photos and do that. So I'll just do that piece like that. I was wondering, stamp wise, yeah, there's not really any other texture. You could add grass. There is a grass dye in here too. So that could be something you could put in here. I just didn't do it on this project. All right, now just this one. I'm gonna put the tread down first, kind of overlapping that just a tiny bit right there. Get our trees down. We'll do. I do like to overlap on my photos a little bit just to kind of anchor the clusters. Just I'm gonna have to grab a new sheet of dimensionals here, and maybe not on this one, but on my next project. I think I can make it work with that. I'm gonna do this one over here. We'll do this one kind of up high. And I think I'm just gonna add, last but not least, the embellishments and call it done. Let me move all this out of the way. Can't even see what I got over here, so it doesn't matter. All right, so if you were just using this, I'm gonna do, so I can kind of see how many I have for my other projects. Got here. We'll just kind of do maybe, might do a little one, like right up here. And I'm thinking. There we go. Along with another little one. Maybe just right up in here. There we go. All right. Now we have a lot of white space, so like our journaling can go down here. I would probably do some strips right in here. You could do some up here as well, maybe just a few journal strips here. You could even go up here and then bring a couple down here if you wanted to add kind of the triangle effect and fill in some of this white space. I don't want to fill too much in, but anyhow. All right, there we have it. That was fun. I love how it turned out. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit more of the twine somewhere, but I think I'm happy with it just right there and how our clusters came together. So. Oh, I know, Christine. I was kind of the same way. And then when I saw that the artisans were going to be using it, I planned it into my schedule. And I'd actually already decided to use it with this designer series paper. And then Kim McGillis, fellow artisan, these are her projects, by the way. So you can go to Stampin' Up's Facebook and Instagram and see her project. So I took this one right here. No, well, actually, I took this one right here, and that's how I incorporated it into my scrapbook page and used her where she stamped it on the designer series paper, used that tread back there, did the title similar along with the circle die. So take the card ideas that you come across, whether it's on social media or the brochures and catalogs, and repurpose them into different projects. Or you can just copy them just as they are. But I used a or a card idea and incorporated it into my scrapbook page. So there we have it. All right, thank y'all all so much for joining me. I appreciate your chitter chatter. Wishing Debbie McKinney a happy birthday. It's today. And I'll be back on Wednesday for Story and Sketch, but I will be changing some things up. I debated and debated whether I wanted to do this, but I think I am going to go ahead and move forward with doing a 12 by 12 scrapbook page, just a single page on Wednesdays from here on out. I will continue to do a little bit of 8.5 by 11 here and there, but I might just share that on my Instagram and Facebook. Um, because I do love that album, but Stamping Up won't be moving forward with that album size. Is once they've sold out of the close to my heart 8.5 by 11 um, album and page protectors. So, and I decided I think more people do the 12 by 12. I know I've had some that enjoy the 8.5 by 11, but you can use some of these same ideas I'm sharing in my 12 by 12 to use on whatever size you're doing, whether you're doing a mini album or an 8.5 by 11 album. Um, oh, I'm so glad everybody's excited about this collection. I'm excited I got it. It's great for traveling if you're a camper. I also heard someone mention this could be an ice cream truck. So you might could go over that little grass area or whatever that is, and um, something else that Kim did, she paper pieced some of this. So she stamped it again and then cut it out and layered over top. So you might could make that somehow look like a little ice cream or of course we need like it could be food trucks. I mean, there's so many different things you could do with this actually, this particular little stamp right here. And then of course the rest of it's great for camping. Could be on the beach, whatever. If y'all have great ideas, let me know. So I'm going to take off and I'll see y'all on Wednesday for Story and Sketch. And you know what? Maybe, who said that? Christine? for the 8.5 by 11. I don't know if I can sneak it in this week, but maybe I can do an 8.5 by 11 ahead of time and share the idea on my story and sketch still, but I'm going to do a 12 by 12. So, and you know what I've shown in the past too is to do an 8.5 by 11 and put it on a 12 by 12. So I'm still kind of, that's kind of where I'm moving toward. So we'll see. Maybe I can incorporate that and like do an 8.5 by 11 and then put it on a 12 by 12. So I got my creative juices flowing now. We'll see. Because I really do love the 8.5 by 11s. All right. So if you have any questions about my new Stamp and Create kit, just first look down in the description, check that out. Sorry, I'm going to need to get a drink. And with a $50 order, you can get a quarter pack of designer series paper. Depending on what the pack is that I'm using for the week, you'll either get 6 by 12 pieces or 6 by 6 pieces, but you'll get at least one of each pattern, if not two, depending on the way the pack of paper is designed. You'll get coordinating cardstock to recreate the pages and the projects for the week, along with a quarter pack of matching embellishments and a PDF so you know what to cut your pieces at. Because I won't be like specifically pre-cutting everything. I'll just give you the 6 by 12 designer series paper on this, but then I'll give you the dimensions of what to cut those to. And you'll have photographs of what the projects look like. And of course, you can do whatever you want with those, with the kit and the products that you get. So this will give you a little bit more creativity where you're not limited to just creating exactly what I create, or you can by following my PDF and video tutorials. So next week on March 3rd, on Monday, I'll also be introducing my subscription plan for that as well. So you'll be able to, there'll be several options of how you can get the kit. Let me just say that. So if you want more information on that, check out the description, find the link to my newsletter, and sign up for my newsletter because I'll be giving all the details in my newsletter probably tomorrow, if not Wednesday morning. And that's how I'm going to move forward from here and have some fun with the supplies and getting those into your hands as well. I will have PDFs available for purchase just individually. Again, starting this week, I slacked off on that this last couple of weeks as I was creating other projects, meeting deadlines for my artisan assignments and so forth. So I'm got a plan of action and moving forward. So thank you for joining me. And I will talk to y'all later. Hope to see you on Wednesday and Friday. So everybody stay warm if you're somewhere cold, and we're gonna go out and enjoy the sun this week at some point. So take care, everybody. God bless you. Bye bye.